Do not attempt to adjust your screen. Forbes DVD Live is taking over.
So when I heard name calling, I thought y'all was talking about the girl LaShawn.
LaShawn? Oh
Yeah.
no, LaShawn was fam.
See, that's what I'm saying, because it was a line where she was like, you thought you was doing it. You know, doing it was her first song. So I was always confused. Thought y'all was talking about LaShawn.
Nah, LaShawn was always fam. She definitely was fam. And let me, before I go further, let me just say this real quick. While me and old Inga girl had a little bit of issues, it was really on her. I had no beef with her. I still think to this day, she's still one of the hardest female rappers that ever really touched the mic. So
Even though she didn't write everything?
even though she didn't write everything.
Okay.
You're absolutely right. But nobody spit somebody else shit like her.
That's real.
Real
We
talk.
found out on this show that Smooth the Hustler wrote Ain't No Nigga. We
Absolutely.
never knew that.
Yes, he did.
You knew that the whole time?
Yep.
See,
'Cause
that's some
you know
shit.
why? Because when I was doing the publishing and writing out all administrative stuff, in the end, she only owned 2.1 of songs, of like 16 songs. So which means that you wrote a little bit here, maybe a verse there, but you, out of a whole album, you only own 2 parts of a song. That's no money. That's why today we still have Mama's Crib. But you just don't really, when back then you had to write to eat. You got the show money, which was dope. But you had to write in order to really eat. You know what I mean? And even today it's the same thing. Like people just want to get on and spit. That's cool. But you need to write to get those publishing checks.
In the days of this 360 deal, would many of these artists survive? Because they not writing. So
You know what?
They show money going to the label.
Exactly. Everything going to the label because the 360 deal is just that. 360, complete circle. Anything you do, you put out, you touch, the label eats. If you become an actor, the label eats. You put out a clothing line, the label eats. No matter what you do, they eat. So the only way you really survive off a 360 deal is if you are absolutely bonkers and you are not putting out a DMX album selling 10 million out the gate, so you're not gonna eat. Do yourself a favor. Hit my man up, Forbes DVD. Tell him, look you out, get an interview, get them 100,000 hits like I did a couple of years back.
So you said look you out. That's some Jersey shit.
Oh, no, look you out is
Jersey. That's y'all the only people who say look you out. It's
Really?
Jersey. We say look
Jersey
out for you.
is.
You said look you out.
My Brooklyn dudes say that to me.
No, I don't know.
My East New York dudes say that to me.
Hold up, them niggas ain't from Brooklyn.
Trust me, East New York all day. Little Mama and them family. Them niggas is East New York all day. True, all of them.
Were they
Shout out
born
to
in
Lil
East
Mama,
New York?
who smashed the BET Awards. And she keeps smashing joints. And y'all need to give her some love and let her rock again. Because Little Mama's probably one of the hottest chicks out there too right now.
So, all right, when you saw Little Mama jump on stage with Jay-Z, did you cringe or were you like, oh no? What did you say when you saw that?
Nah, when I saw Little Mama go up there,
Yeah.
I was like, wow. But what's even more shocking when Hov was acting like she was not even there. And she was like, quiet, stayed like, at least she was like, and it was acting like she was not there. But when I saw her, I was like, okay, something else gonna happen right now.
Yeah.
Like, what is she doing? I didn't get it, but hey, she was passionate.
When you watch the BET Awards and you, what do you think now? Like, are you disgusted or do you say, hey, it evolved, this is what it is?
Let me tell you what's funny. It's funny you say that because I posted, I said, in all of my years of being in the entertainment industry or all of my career, I said, I'm watching the BET Awards and for the first time in all of my years, I have absolutely no idea what's going on. I had no idea what the hell was on that stage that night. Real talk. And not for nothing, I got a lot of Facebook friends, but that post got like about maybe close to 400 hits.
Damn.
Just on some everybody like, yeah. So that must have been everybody who digging, you know, the true blue, the true school. But the BET Awards was a little scary. I didn't know if dudes was modeling, if they was rapping, if they was singing, shit that was coming out their mouth. I was like, what are they talking about? I didn't understand it.
I was expecting niggas to just go on stage and start voguing and shit like that.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I saw skirts.
Yeah.
I saw a long shirt
Lipstick,
my ass.
yeah.
I saw flashy eyelashes. Like, it was a lot of stuff going on that was definitely, to me, dudes don't want to have chicks in their lives that make feel like they're emasculating them. Y'all emasculating yourselves the way y'all the dressing. Like, you know, it's just really turning into something else right now. So BET Awards did nothing for me except for, I'm gonna tell you, the Dougie joint, crazy. he had to pay tribute to his moms, and everybody felt that. Who don't love their mother? You know what I mean? If in fact you have a great relationship with him, with her, the
Tretch and
remix, Brandy and Latifah, Lyte. I loved her whole look. She came out with a leather on, wanna be down. She killed it.
Tretch and Banner was dope too.
Tretch and who?
David Banner.
See, I didn't see. I heard they smashed. Oh, and the Cypher? Bananas, the one Snoop brought out though.
Okay, you talking about the
With
battle rapper?
Murder Move.
Battle rapper.
And that was crazy. But you know what? What's this chick's name? Couture?
Yeah.
She's hotter than that.
Yeah.
Probably as a battle rapper, she had nothing for that stage that night. She's a dope rapper, but she had nothing for that stage.
She'll be dissing you in her next battle.
That's okay. I need some shine. I'm trying to put a record out. Loving you for that.
Would you battle? Would you battle?
Oh, I don't battle.
Yeah.
I'm already there.
Yeah.
Done that.
Yeah.
Ciphers is dead. You put me in a cipher, nothing is free for my style. Believe that.
So, Apache, I gotta ask you about Apache.
Oh.
What type of person was he? Because I remember my first introduction to him was, just the flavor unit, and then it was just like gangster bitch.
Apache probably is one of the nicest dudes you would ever have met. Because while he is, that dude, that lumberjack, hardcore.
Was he really Native American?
Huh?
Was he really Native? Oh yeah, because he looked it and his name was Apache. Yeah.
He's crazy though. But at the same time, he pull that Bible out and tell you some things. White guy, Hennessy in the other hand.
Yeah.
Bible in this hand, Hennessy in this hand. What, nigga? Well, I'm gonna tell you what. And then he started, because he was real with that. That was for real for him. So he was an excellent person. But as an artist, I'm gonna tell you like this. There would be, and I'm gonna say it, 100, and they cannot deny it. There would be no Queen Latifah if there was not Apache.
Wow.
Straight across the board, straight out. He was it. He was the reason why Flavor Unit had any flavor.
She said it in name calling. Apache whole she automatically said his name.
Listen. You can tell when people spitting written, and you can tell when people spitting. At the end of the day, Apache he's very talented, very, very talented. When we did the Who Freak 2, it's funny because when he put out Gangsta Bitch, he didn't want me in the video. Like, I don't know if y'all knew, we was together for like 7-8 years, we lived together and all that. He didn't want me in the video. No, you stay in the background, you already my girl. So I was like, alright, nigga, I'm daddy's little girl, you do know that.
Yeah.
Like, you do know I do got a #1 record out, you might need me for some shine. But you know, it's that boyfriend-girlfriend thing where he was like, stay your ass home today. And I was like, nope. Coming with you. Bandana, boop, lumberjack, boop, cars, doop, doop, let's go. Shit. Yeah, what's up?
How come nobody talks about him?
I don't know. I don't think, you know what's sad about the music industry? The only people who really gonna care about you in it is your family. Yeah. Because you're only as popular as you are your last record or your last, hit. For me, I remember one time, I think I was turning like 25, 26. Because now I'm 27. But I might have had like 5 parties one year. I was like, damn, they giving me a party, they giving me a party. I was like, I got parties up now. I'll be lucky to get texts on my birthday. You know what I mean? Like, oh yeah, happy birthday. Oh, word. I'm going to take you out to dinner a month later. It's real talk. Somebody texted me like maybe a week ago and said happy birthday. I was like, nigga, that shit was September.
Word.
And it's October.
And then they want to take you to BBQs or some shit, like Red Lobster, like nigga shit.
That. Right, exactly. Yeah. But nah, it's like you're only as big as your last record. And that's what the industry, what people got to remember is that the game does not love you. So do not get in it with all this passion and all this, oh my God, I just want to rap. Okay, you gonna be the nigga with your pants pulled down all day long in the back talking about what they said.
But with somebody like Apache, you saying there would be no Queen Latifah without him, there would be no Flavor Unit without him. Whose job is it to keep his name alive, in your opinion?
In my opinion, it's their job. Okay. It should definitely be Latifah's name. Definitely Latifah Shakim, because he and Lakim Shabazz also. Let me not forget him and Apache's brother Latif. But when it came
That's his brother?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's the brother. This cuts gut flavor. Yeah. Shout out to Latif. But if it wasn't for Apache, a lot of creative juices would not have come out of that team. Everybody bobbed off of his energy. Apache found Naughty by Nature.
Wow.
He found them. But when you read the bio, it doesn't read like that. Yeah, Apache brought them to the Flavor Unit office. He found them. And to this day, Tretch will tell you, that's his big brother, love him to death. He actually has a tattoo of Apache on him.
Wow.
because they're family in that way, and we've known each other so long that that's just literally fun. But Tretch will keep his name alive every time. You probably go to a Naughty by Nature show and they will stop and get that love the way people give love to Biggie and Pop. That's what Tretch will do. But it's their job to keep him alive, because not only is he the catalyst behind your crew, he's your family.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's your family, and you should want to love and shout him out every now and again. If not every now and again, have a party every year on his birthday.
And,
you know what I mean?
and Gangsta Bitch changed hip hop too.
It absolutely did.
That shit made
did that track.
Q-Tip. Yeah,
People didn't even know he had it in him like that.
Q-Tip.
Q-Tip's very crazy.
And that was like one of the first times he outsourced from Tribe.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I think those drums are Cool as back, but that's a whole other. Cool as back. So you've been in the game for a while, a little while.
3 years.
3 years, maybe 4.
Just got a lot of information.
What makes you still fuck with this business?
Well, the one thing that makes me still fuck with the music business, hip hop specifically, is because I was born into it. To me, I feel like it is who I am, because I come from it where I was splicing cassette tapes when it was popping, mixtapes. Mixtapes today is on datpiff.com. You just download the shit. Know what I mean? It was on a cassette tape, and when something popped, damn, I would slice it, and I would be editing the shit, and you got that one little groove, that bump, but your mixtape was still there.
Yep.
So I go back when hip hop first started, when we was writing to songs before we could get an instrumental. When I was writing on top of people's songs while they were still rhyming. That's how I was getting my joints done. For me, hip hop is like my second breath. Like, it's what I breathe. Like, it's what I love. It's what I do. And I learned it from the best of the best. I learned it from the LL Cool J, the Run DMC, the Russell Simmons, the Beastie Boys, the Tila Rock, the Pumpkin and the All-Stars, the Fearless Four, Grandmaster Flash.
The who? The Pumpkin and the who? What? Wait,
The
what?
Pumpkin and All-Stars. Pumpkin All-Stars.
Yeah, I'm out the loop with that one.
Yeah, you better. It's like,
Yo,
it's...
Here comes that beat, you know.
Here comes, yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, all right.
Like, I used to really bathe in it, hard body, and I wrote when you couldn't have a track. I would write verses in my head. The same, because people be like, how Biggie and Jay writing rhymes in their head. It's doable. It's what you do.
Some niggas need to write their shit down though, to see how whack it is though. Some niggas need to read that shit back to themselves. That shit be trash.
Real talk.
I got a big question I want to ask you. I can't.
But to sum that up real quick, is why I still fuck with hip hop, because it is my heart. It's what I love.
And that's
and I
hip-hop.
love the authenticity of it. I don't like all the popcorn microwave shit. I like the shit that you gotta cook from scratch, because it lasts longer. So I'm still gonna check today for one song. Hold that.
Oh shit. Now let me take you back. 1992.
Ow.
The Jane Show.
The Jane Show. Yes.
Roxanne Shante.
Yes.
I'm on the same label as her. I'm in a group called The Little Bastards.
Oh, yes.
That's me.
She was.
Yeah.
Little bastard
And
right
she
here.
does Big Mama.
Right.
And the ambush on the Jane Show. You was down with that shit too.
No, it wasn't. No, I'm gonna tell you real talk.
Go ahead, keep it real.
Why would I be down with something? She fucking talked about everybody but me on that damn song. She got grimy with everybody but me.
When you heard Big Mama, what was the first thing that went through your head?
I said, oh shit, she getting at it. I said, oh shit. But the first thing, honestly, I'm listening like this, waiting for my name. And I get through the whole song, I said, oh shit, she didn't mention me.
Was you mad or was you like good for her? Because sometimes when they diss you, like, yeah.
Nah, you know what? Because for me, I wasn't the beef kind of person. I'll be honest with you. I wasn't the person always out there looking for beef. I was always a little bit more confident within my own spit. So I didn't really care about that. And if you came at me, then fine, it's what it was. But when we was at the Jane Show, and she was backstage crying and all that stuff, and I was like, yo, but you should have known. And to this day, Roxanne Shante is my sister. I love her to death. But back then, I was like, yo, you should have known. You was gonna come here with Lyte, this one and that one, and you didn't think they was gonna say nothing to you?
Y'all ambushed her though.
They ambushed her.
You was there
did
too.
it. No. I was there.
No,
I had
but I
nothing to
remember
do with that portion of the show.
I remember they was like Roxanne Shante, the first female artist. And Nikki was like, no, she wasn't. I never forget, because I was right there.
I don't remember that.
We gonna find the tape.
Yeah, find the tape. That I don't
You're
remember.
like, no, she wasn't. I'm like, damn, I love Nikki
Maybe she
D,
was
but
the
you,
first.
I love you, but you can't be dissing Shante. Yo, I was trying to get on set. I was young too, I was crazy.
Yo, Lyte was wild backstage.
I was so
like,
mad.
whoa.
Look, but see what pissed me off though about Lyte, because they didn't answer the one question that I would have asked. I was going to ask her, you started your career of dissing people. What are you talking about?
Absolutely.
Because remember, she's like, because now I'm working with Walt Disney and all this.
Yeah.
I remember, I got a crazy memory.
Yeah.
But I was like, hold up, 10%
She sure
diss.
did, 10%,
Internet, cut it out.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? But at those times, so you and Shante, where did that started? From the Sisters in the Name of Rap, right? That's where Shante said the beef, the whole beef. Remember the Sisters in the Name of Rap show?
Yeah.
And I think everybody shunned her at the show or something like that.
But you know what I think that was with Shante? Shante said it, that was her thing. She loved dissing people. That was her thing.
Yeah.
She was known as the battle chick, the chick that would, you know, call you out. That was her thing, and I wasn't mad at it, and she was good at it. And today you see Shante on the show, and she gonna come off the head.
Yeah.
That's just what she do.
Yeah, because we used to do shows, and somebody in the crowd do something, and she just diss them. I'm like, holy shit.
That's what she do.
I think the Big Mama was bad timing because Latifah's brother just passed away. That's what the beef was too.
Oh, okay.
Remember Lynch just
Listen, here's the thing when it comes to hip hop and rap and battle and all that shit. Everything is up for grabs.
Yeah.
Everything is up. And I'm not saying you talk about somebody's dead family, no, because we all respect Winky. That's Latifah's brother, rest his soul too. We respect anybody's family, but when it comes to battling, there is no, oh shit, don't talk about her mother. Look at Couture, who was on the, she kills them chicks in the Queen of the Ring. Like, they go hard. They talk about your family. They talk about everything. I love it.
Did you, when you heard Big Mama, who was you like, oh, she got her heart? Who was the worst diss on the record?
I don't remember the record now, so I can't really even recall that. It was so.
I remember it because I was actually her DJ at the time. I was like 15 years old. So I used to have to play the record every night and shit on at the shows and shit. But it was.
I don't remember, but I just know that.
I think it was Yo-Yo. Instead of stomping to the 90s, use your brain and stomp your ass down to Jack Lane. That's what it was. Remember Yo-Yo? But Yo-Yo was bad in person though. Yo-Yo looked bad good.
She looked good the other night, but I ain't gonna front. She like, there was like, y'all going on, like she told somebody, hold my plate.
Yeah. And she was at a cookout or something like that. Right?
Yo-Yo's that soul sister. Yeah. That's my chick.
When you do your interviews and people interview you, you tend to just be more free, expressive, and not really care about what people think you have to say. What makes you like that? Because everybody seems to be so politically correct. What makes you not give a fuck?
Because if you get, these people not gonna pay my bills, they're not gonna be there in the end when it's all said and done. And why die not telling people how you really feel? You gotta tell people what you feel, even if they don't like it. You know what I mean? It's not about what people like, it's about you. So, because there's somebody out there just as passionate as I am about whatever it is they like or they love. So, I think that if people was more free with how they feel and stuff and stop trying to be like cat and mouse about it, like, oh, you know, then it probably would be a better place. That's what's wrong with the game. And people are scared to tell these whack ass people that's out that they fucking whack, that they suck.
Iggy Azalea. Oh, she get a lot of negative comments. She get some people love her. What's your thoughts on that type of music?
Let me just say, I ain't mad at nobody's hustle. I'm gonna start there. But she sucks. And let me tell you why. Not because she's a whack rapper, because she's acting. You're using your American accent to make American rap music. You have absolutely no idea about this culture. You're infiltrating at the end of the day. And I'm not going to be the one to make a diss record about you, but if somebody asks me about you like you are right now, I think she's totally infiltrating the whole game. And I think it's whack. I think, Snoop, I love you, but all that apologizing, no. You wanted to snap, you snapped, that was it. Why you got to get on Instagram and be like, I'm sorry, but he did it funny though, because he smirked. He was like, I'm sorry. I won't do it.
Do you think Snoop owed black women an apology though?
I think Snoop is. Here's my thing. I don't.
He been calling chicks bitches and hoes for like 22 years.
He been doing that shit forever. Shit, Daddy's been doing that shit forever. Yeah. They hear their daddy call their mama bitch. I said, he still was getting it in. But I think in the case of Snoop, that means if Snoop owes an apology, probably 95% of black men in America owe women an apology. If that's the case. If we're talking about him because he's an icon and he's somebody out there.
But he apologized to a white woman over a Twitter, Instagram diss. Been calling black women bitches and hoes for 22 years. And another black man made him say sorry.
Well, that's a question that you have to ask too. Because here's the thing.
Motherfucker.
Now I feel your pain on that. Absolutely, I get you on that. That's real talk right there. I ain't even gonna front. I don't think he needed to apologize to her. And if it's
That's what I'm
I don't
saying.
think he needs to apologize to her. Absolutely. And if in fact it's about apologizing to black women, and I think that if somebody said to Snoop, "You offended me," I think he would apologize. I think he would. And then turn around and go, "You okay now, bitch?"
Yeah. when you see Little Kim come out, when you see Little Kim come out and you see Nikki come out and they got their little disses back and forth, how do you feel about that? Do you be like, this shit is corny, or do you like it?
I just love Little Kim, and I actually do like Nicki Minaj.
Okay.
Initially, when she first came out, I was like, well, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
And I had to YouTube her, find some things on it. I was like, yo, she's spit. She's
Come
a
on,
real
come on,
rapper.
DVD, Nicki Minaj.
Yeah, I was like,
okay.
she a real rapper. When Kim started going in on her, I was like, whoa, you're a boss. Relax.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's okay. It's actually kind of flattering to have somebody do every single pose that you've ever done in your career.
Every
Take the same
hairstyle,
picture,
every
hairstyle, do everything you've done. You don't see it? She thinks she's you.
Yeah.
But Kim took it so offensive because while I love Kim, I still think she has somewhat of a complex about herself. So that might have been a part of it too. You know what I mean? And then when you have people around you who don't encourage you to be you, it's hard to be you.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? But I think Kim is a boss. I think Kim could have just fell back a little bit and just been like, you know what? That's cute. You know, when people interview you, not that bitch need to pay homage, but I think it's flattering. She does everything I do. That means I need to do something else, or what I did, I've done it right. Because I got somebody who is exactly emulating me to the T right now. And I think it would have been a better deal to go get Nikki and be like, yo, let's do this song together. You know what I mean? So when I see the beef, I think it's dumb. I think it's stupid. I think that while Nikki is an icon right now herself in her own right, can't take that from her. I think it would be better if Kim had did something with her. Who's to say what it was going to do? But women have this thing where they don't want to work together.
Yeah, why y'all so catty, man?
Listen, Kim and Foxy, they should have been did records together, but you can't get them to do it. Studio time has been set up numerous times for them. They never one be like, I'm gonna go, another one be like, I'm gonna go. And then before you know it, ain't nobody at the studio.
You know we all from the same neighborhood, right?
Yeah.
That's the craziest shit.
Yeah.
Actually, Nikki and Kim did do a song together, and that's why Kim was upset.
Yeah.
Because
Oh, well, Kim did a song with Baby in them, and I heard they gave it to Nikki, like some shit like that. I don't know.
And then
the
they
whole
were still
story.
supposed to do
So
it
I'm really speculating,
together.
yeah, and they were still supposed to do it. So there was some underlying beef that started with that too. But, you know, again, Nikki didn't do it. You know what I mean? It came from the powers that be.
ForbesDVD.com